Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is match day. And nowadays, oh, hang on, that's a bit bright, isn't it? 1 second, that's a bit bright. Oh, that's very bright. Let's try and change that. 1 second. See if we can get a little bit of light in. Let's go with that one. Let's go with that one, shall we? Bit of light coming in there. Little bit of light. Oh, sod it. Let's get a little bit of light going in there as well. I don't know if it's a good thing or not these days. Listen, match day is also an opportunity for Thomas Frank and the Spurs players to start to turn things around. And let's be fair, in football, one of two things happens. You either turn things around or you don't. There's no real middle ground, is there? There's no real, well, we'll just see how it goes. Spurs need wins. Spurs need, I mean, even a good away point. We need performances. And I guess we're going to see tonight, are Spurs, oh, look at my hair. It's all very wispy, isn't it? It's all very wispy. Oh, sod it. Oh, who cares? We're going to see tonight, aren't we? What type of reaction are we going to get from Booing Gate and Vicario Gate and Porro and Bergvall Gate, and Tell's come out and talked to the press, and the media have gone mad with it, and I think it's all getting blown out of massive proportions. But the only way to stop these things is on the pitch, right? We all know that. Any manager is only as good as their results. It doesn't matter what their name is. It doesn't matter whether you like them, whether you dislike them. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? Performances are great, but results are what keep managers in jobs. I know the fans always say performance, but results are what keep managers in jobs. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that if we lose tonight, he goes. But there's a lot of noise. There is a lot of noise, unfortunately, around the football club right now. And it's a weird one, isn't it? Because, listen, the more I watch YouTube channels, the more I think people are reveling in not winning. I think they're reveling in it. What I'm also seeing is the number of people that overrate this squad is baffling to me. It's absolutely baffling. It doesn't matter how many years we have to see them play poorly. We still keep thinking that Porro and Udogie are great fullbacks. We keep thinking that Bentancur and Bergvall and Sarr and Gray, they're all really good. They're all brilliant. You know, Richarlison and Johnson and yada, 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 yada. For me, I think this is a much better Newcastle team than it is Tottenham team. I don't think I've ever hidden that. I think they've got a much more balanced side. I thought they've actually bought what they need as opposed to Spurs, who buy, I don't know, just a mismatch, don't we? We buy a lot of, we have a mishmash of footballers, but fans really want to make them better than they are. Like Bergvall the other day, I thought was meh. But he got that one pass into Kudus and people went, oh, he can pass. Oh, can he? Can he? So look, I think it's going to be a tough game, but I don't think there's any shying away from this. This Newcastle United team are bloody good at home. They've been up and down in the Premier League this year, but I'm just going on to them now. If you look, in the last two Premier League games, they beat Man City. They've beaten Everton away. Before that, they lost to Brentford and West Ham. Before that, they beat Fulham. It's very mixed. They beat Benfica, but lost to West Ham. Do you know what I mean? It's very mixed. They beat Bilbao. But what they have got, they've got power. And it's almost the opposite of what we've got. And I look at this midfield and I go, oh, I don't know. I feel like they're going to power through us. And that's why I think, and we'll go through this in more detail as the show goes on, I think we will go back to resort to type. Now, I think it's quite funny. I'm seeing so many people contradicting now. They were all crying for, I want wing backs. Then I want to see a midfield with Sarr and Bergvall and Graham. When Frank has changed to that, now he's weak. He's a weak manager for changing it. What? You all asked for it. So I think, honestly, you cannot win. So I think today, go back to the 4-2-3-1. Go back to the 4-2-3-1. I think it will be and And then Kudus, Muani, Simmons, and Odegaard. Maybe Johnson, because he hasn't played for a few games. I still worry. I worry massively that Newcastle are going to be too strong. I'm hearing that Newcastle have got a fully fit squad now, right? I think Wissa is back. I don't know. Sophie B, you're Newcastle. Where are you, Sophie? You're Newcastle. Fully fit squad tonight. Am I making that up? Have you started to get players back fit? This is going to be a tough test for Spurs. We're going to have to dig deep. But Newcastle, for me, pace, power. I'm worried. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried. I'm not saying we can't get anything. I'm worried. I think that their levels above us. I think they've put their squad together better. That midfield three of Joe Linton, Tonali, Guimaraes is so strong. And as Neil has just said, absolutely, they got grown men in midfield. We got skinny boys. But look how many of our fans, Neil, wanted those skinny kids to play every week. Gray, Bergvall, I don't care. I just don't care. I don't support a youth team. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one, isn't it? Newcastle at home. Let's have a look at the Premier League. Let's have a look at their home form. It looks to me, I think they've won 4, lost 2 at home. But if I'm not wrong, the 2 they lost at home were Liverpool and Arsenal. We know they're a good team at home. Doesn't mean we can't get anything, but it doesn't bode well, does it? They're coming off the back of a couple of wins. We're coming off the back of a number of defeats. And Frank needs something, doesn't he? He needs something. The Spurs players need something. And you know what? We need something. The fans need something. I was sitting there thinking to myself earlier about this, and it doesn't matter. I've got my watch on. It doesn't matter. All the noise, really. All the noise of this, that, the other, and this, Frank this, and Frank that, and Enoch this, Enoch that. It will be what will be at the end of the day. I think I've learned this more and more as I've got older. It will be what it will be. Defeats add up, managers lose jobs. It's kind of, it goes with the territory. However, I don't know. Good morning to all of you, by the way. Good morning to you get off that. No, that's my light. No. Sorry, Stanley's trying to chew through the wire to this light. No. Sorry, I just thought I heard this clicking. And I'm like, what's he eating? Is it a chew? And I'm like, oh my God, he's eating through the plastic button. Look, the way I see it is this. I'm going to ask you all this. Please have a good morning. Welcome to the show. I hope everyone is well. I'm going to ask this, right? And if I have to answer one more time while I'm not on the Spurs 5, I think I'm going to go crazy. I popped into their channel for 5 minutes last night. Oh my God. I've never known why I'm talked about so much in the chat. It is unbelievable. Like, I'm not even on the show. There was no problem. I've got no problem with anyone on the show. I stopped the show because I needed a couple of nights back to myself during the week. That's all it was. I don't understand why I have to keep explaining this. It's, believe it or not, I have a wife. I know. Look, someone married this. And giving up every Tuesday, every Thursday, as well as one of the weekend days, as well as the match day in the midweek, is mad. And Ratty Man saying, how odd is slaughtering our squad and bigging up a squad that is lower than us? And I think the difference is between me and Ratty Man is he's looking at this one moment in time. I'm looking at, if you look at what Newcastle have built in the last 4 years, they've slowly but surely building a squad. And this is the problem. When you speak to people online, it's like people can't, it's like there's literally a tree in front of them and they can't see around the tree. Newcastle I think everybody would agree they've got a really good midfield, right? They've got a good midfield. I think they've got some good forwards. They've had an up and down season, which I'm sure the Newcastle fans will tell you they need to address. But if you ask me right now which squad I would prefer Newcastle squad every day. I don't know why that's such a. People get so frustrated, don't they? What I've always found really funny is people get so frustrated, don't they? Like slaughtering our squad. I'm not slaughtering it. I just don't think it's that great, right? And people get so frustrated. And the problem with football fans is we're so biased within ourselves. And I get it, right? It's a team. It's who we support. But it's funny. If you take an average player and you put him in your team, and then you put him in another team, it's interesting. What is said about him in the other team compared to in our own team is mad. You can use whatever player you want. Look at Bergvall, Gray. So if these guys played for another club in the Premier League, no one's looking at them and going, yeah, I'd want them at Spurs. Right? Are they? They're not. That's just how it is. When they play for your own club, though, you raise the expectations a little bit in your own mind, don't you? You raise the expectations. Oh, he's good. He's really good. And look, I've always been very honest about how good I think. Listen, dude, listen, I'm going to ask just once. Look, dude, no one's made excuses for it. I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to ask nicely. I unblocked you, but already your first two comments, you come in and you go really weird. No one's What are you going on about? Who's Everyone can see now that I haven't even mentioned Thomas Frank. What are you going on about? This is what I mean. When you went into the Spurs 5 the other day and just lied about things I'd said, you're doing it again now, right? So fuck off is what I'm going to say to you. I'll tell you what, man up and come onto my show right now and have a chat with me. I'm getting so fed up of you doing this, right? Idiots like this. Honestly, guys, I'll be honest. Just so you know, I am that close to quitting YouTube because it's just so shit because of fucking dickheads like this. Right? First of all, this guy can't even spell my name and doesn't realize that when you use a name, you use a capital letter. Like how can you what can you do with this? Right? Dude, you're a prick. You're an absolute prick, Callum. You keep lying, right? I saw you lying about me the other night in the Spurs 5 chat. Just fuck off. You're annoying. You're a liar. I didn't mention any excuses. We were talking about players. Sorry, let me just block a few of these people. Sorry, I'm so fucking annoyed. Listen, I try and give everybody a number of shows every day, and you just get absolute pricks. It's so annoying. Let me just get rid of them. 1 second. It's just so annoying. Like, it doesn't matter what I say. I didn't mention Thomas Frank. We were talking about, oh, go fuck yourself, you prick. Fuck off. No, you're so annoying. No, just go away. You never, ever, ever, come on. Why can't you come on and have a football chat? You're sitting and wanking in your mum's basement, aren't you? You're a prick. Oh, sorry. I'm so fed up, guys. Honestly, I try and, for all the people out there that I like, sorry, I know you're saying ignore them. I try and put on as many shows. These are free shows for people. And it's just constant. Like, it's just constant. I go into the Spurs 5 last night and I'm just getting abuse in the chat. Abuse. I come onto my own channel and it's just abuse. It's just, do you know what? After a while, it gets to you, right? It's just too much, guys. It's too much. It never, ever stops. I have not once said, right, anything that these people are saying. Oh, you're defending. I haven't. Do I think it's crazy sacking a manager after 14 games? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I understand if we keep losing that he might get the sack? Yes, I do. It doesn't matter what you say. People just, I've got fellow YouTubers doing the whole Savva is Perchy thing and then going, oh, it's just banter. It's too much. It's just constantly too much, guys. It's too much. Now my front door's going. Oh, it's just too much. God, I don't even want to do this show. I'll be honest. Again, look at this prick. I don't abuse you anymore. Like, it's just abuse after abuse after abuse after abuse. I am so bored of it. I am so over this. I can't do it. A simple show where we were talking about Newcastle's midfield and it's just abuse, abuse, abuse. I'm bored of it. I'll be honest. I'm bored of it. I'm genuinely fucking bored of it. Fellow YouTubers come in my chat and lying about me. Look at the way the fellow YouTubers treated Perchy last night. Oh, you only say what Savva says. So what? Because Perchy and I agree on some stuff. He can't have his own opinion. I'll be honest, I hate it. I genuinely hate this world now. I just hate it. Sorry. Yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I genuinely hate how stupid it's got. Everything has got point scoring. Have you noticed everything is point scoring? Most of these YouTubers don't even want Spurs to do well. They come alive when Spurs lose. They post more when Spurs lose. Right? It's just, there's too many clowns. There's too many people that just go in and lie. This guy was lying about me the other night in the Spurs 5 chat. Something about a stat. Savva said this, Savva said that. I'm so bored of it. Agreed. George, I saw. I didn't comment, but I saw. I go into the Spurs 5 chat and every comment, Savva. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm just a Spurs fan like the rest of you that want Spurs to do well. I wake up today, right? Last night, the very last message of my show last night was, why don't you do us a favor and go and top yourself? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is YouTube. What are we doing here? I'm trying to talk about football. Rob, it's madness. As I said, I can't go into another YouTube show and talk about football without people like this getting on my back, without people like this getting on my back. I can't go into another show and enjoy a football chat anymore. I can't enjoy other channels, other YouTubers' shows. I genuinely, I can't go on and just have, hey, what do you think about this or this? Can't do it. Because the moment I get in, it's just abuse after abuse. It's absolutely mental. And then people go, why did you leave the because I need less of that in my life, right? I need less of that in my life. And then I get people making up things as to why I left the Spurs 5. Savva was sacked from... What do you mean sacked? I'm the one that put the show together. What do you mean? How can you get sacked? I just, honestly... Mate, Ben, you know the only reason I do it, bro. You know the only reason I do it. It's mad. It used to be so much fun. It used to be really good fun. It did. I loved it. The days of me and Ben, me and Kuva. I used to love it. You'd have a laugh. You'd have a chat. And then it's just got so vile. Right? Everyone saw what you did the other day, mate. We know what you do. I'm just tired. I'll be honest. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Do you know, I cannot tell you a sad indictment of YouTube, right? When Spurs lost the other day to Fulham, right? When Spurs lost to Fulham the other day, my views went, how sad is that? How sad is that, right? If Spurs are winning, right? when Spurs are winning and I do a watch along, I normally get something like 17 to 20,000 views for the show, which is fine. Right? When Spurs lost the other day, 44,000 views because everyone wants defeat. How mad is this? The same people that come in and go, oh, Frank, we don't like Frank, but you love losing. You love the drama when you lose. Now, most of my viewers are brilliant, right? They come in, whether we're winning, we're losing, we're drawing. But everyone now loves it. Everyone now loves it. They love that. As I said, so many Spurs YouTubers now. YouTubers that I hardly saw doing anything. Suddenly now it's crap. We're live. We're posting. Boom. I told you. What do you mean you told us? Told us what? We're 14 games tonight into his managerial career. And I'm going to ask you to try and steer this back to football. Did any of you see Harry Redknapp on TalkSport? Any of you see what he said? Any of you see what he said on TalkSport? Harry Redknapp. Now, this is a man I fully respect. He's been in football for 60 odd years. I thought he was a brilliant manager for Tottenham. Really liked his style. And if anyone's not seen what he said, right? Harry Redknapp turned around and said, yeah, it's not going well. But he said, this is a coach that needs time. He said, this guy needs some years and some transfer windows. He said, this is mad. And Harry Redknapp, he was saying, yeah, look, you would have thought they would have done better. But he said, sometimes it doesn't work like that. And he said, you've got to give a manager some time. Right? And I'm watching him going, yeah, you have. And he said, it's not limitless. It's not limitless time. But he said, you're never going to build anything if no one's actually given any time to build. And that's where we're at right now, right? As I've said, I understand why he will go. But at the moment, I make him right. And then they got Mido on. Remember the old Spurs striker, Mido? Right. There you go. Absolutely said it. There you go. Mido said, he said, who at Spurs do you want to go and watch? I thought it was really, he said, who at Spurs do you think, yes, I'm going to watch that player? He said, they don't have it anymore. He said, the quality of the squad has gone. We've got fans pretending our squad is great. People talking like, just rock up and beat everybody. I hear this every week. Just rock up and beat everyone. Look how good our squad is. But the pros are telling you the squad isn't good enough. I don't think the squad's good enough in any way, shape or form. There's no players at Spurs where I go, oh, I can't wait to watch him. I like watching Kudus. He can be frustrated at times, but I like watching him. But it's not like I go, oh, I'm getting down the lane to see. And they asked Harry Redknapp the same thing. They said, look, Harry, this is what Mido said about the players. Do you agree? And Harry said, yeah. And they said, Harry, you had Modric, you had Keane, you had Van der Vaart, you had Bale. And he said, yeah. He said, this team don't have that. He said, they don't have these players. And he said, that's why you've got to let Thomas Frank grow and build a team. And when you actually take a step back, again, I know, and this will go right over the trolls' heads, right? And the children. When you take a step back and say, right now, who are you expecting has got those moments to win you games when you're not doing well? Let me ask you that question in the chat. Who right now? Where's your Keane that can do something out of nothing? Where's your Defoe? Where's your Bale? Where's your Van der Vaart? I mean, where's your Son? Where's your Kane? Where's your Eriksen? And that's the problem. The squad has gone from there to here, but our fans genuinely, we have a lot of the fan base who think we should be finishing in Champions League spots. I'm like, I don't get it. Now, maybe Xavi Simons grows into that in the future. He's not that now. He needs time. But you look around. Who are those players at Tottenham that do that? Where's the star quality? Where's the Where's the je ne sais quoi? Where's my Ginola? Where are these players? And we haven't bought them. And that's why I've said all along, we can move Frank on, the next manager, when it all starts going wrong early on, because we don't have those types of players. We're going to be sitting here again going, oh, well, this isn't the right manager either. And look, Ange got 2 years, right? Conte had, I don't know, 18 months, but Conte, contrary to belief, wasn't sacked. They actually, but you could see he wanted to go and it was yada, yada, yada. Jose got, 18 months. Nuno got 3 or 4 months. And I'm just looking at it now as a fan going, how do we get back there? How do we ever have a period of calm? Because what I heard last night, right, was, yeah, but it's got to be you do it with the right manager. Who is that? Who is the right manager? Everyone's got a different idea of who it is, so there can't be one, right? That's the problem. If everybody unanimously in this fan base, right? If everybody unanimously went, that's the one guy. Like, imagine I said, who do you want? And everyone went, and the same name. It was just the same name. No variation. You go, right, that might be our guy. Right? But I don't think there is a right guy for it. I don't know what that means. When people say these phrases, who's the right guy? For what? What is it you want the right guy to do? Doesn't the right guy have to also be implemented with the right recruitment system and the right backing? Right? Now, Frank may work, Frank may not work. That's the life of a football manager, right? I know everyone loves this saying now, don't they, about dying on a hill for people. There's no dying on a hill. Listen, I'm trying to work out since I was born how many managers I've seen at Tottenham Hotspur, and I reckon it must be, oh God, 30, 25 different managers in my lifetime, maybe. And how many of them have been the right manager? I keep seeing these experts. He's the right guy. This is not. Cool. Why? Why is he the right guy? It's his style. Okay, cool. Are we going to buy him the players to play his style? How long does he need to implement his style? I'm seeing a lot of talk about Poch. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's currently with an international team about to go into a World Cup. How do you bring him in when you're going to need somebody to work in the side? Like, I feel like there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise, but no real fault that's going into the noise. And if you try and bring some level-headedness, it's, oh, you're just defending Frank. No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not. I think most of the mature people get it. As I've said, I mean, Ash will tell you, right? My man Ash will tell you. He said last night, it does feel a little bit like, Ash, obviously I'm not saying anything personal from our WhatsApp conversation, but it does feel very much like the beginning of the end. Now, whether I agree with that or not, that it should be is another matter, but it does very much feel that it's the beginning of the end. So I keep hearing people going, he's just not a right fit for Spurs. I heard this with Nuno. I heard this with Conte and Jose. Everyone I get told is not a right fit for Spurs. What is the right fit for Spurs? If it was that easy, why do we keep changing managers? So what is this right fit for Spurs? What are Spurs? I'm watching people glorify this squad. I'm watching people glorify how big a club we are. Spurs are a big enough club, but we're not. We're not Liverpool, Arsenal, or United. City and Chelsea have pushed their way in there because of the billions and billions of pounds over the last 20 odd years. But we're talking like we are elite. And I get it. We all want to be elite. I think you go and speak to a Tranmere fan, they wish they were in the Premier League and elite. But how do you get there? What's the right fit? What does it mean? But again, Ange didn't play attacking football. He played gung-ho, suicidal football. Attacking football, again, this shows the level of the fans not understanding the difference between gung-ho and attacking, right? That's the difference. So I asked the question, who is the right man? I will ask this until I'm blue in the face, because I bet you your bottom dollar, right, that whoever we say is the right man, as soon as results start going the wrong way, all the excuses come out as to why they were never the right man. And Iriola is the biggest example of this. Iriola, I hear by so many, is the right man. He's the right man. He's the right man. I guarantee you, the moment Iriola would hit a bad spell of form, all we'd be doing is going, that's why he was at Bournemouth. Right? That's why he'd never won anything. So what are Spurs? Like, what are Spurs? What is the right fit? Because you have to know the answer to one to get the other. What is the right fit? How long do we want to keep doing this? Right? How long do we want to keep doing this? 6 managers in 6 years. I mean, what do you do with that? 6 managers in 6 years. "13 games it's painful. Sure. No one can sit here and go, God, I like watching this. There's issues clearly with the players on and off the pitch. The manager's now under attack for everything he says in press conferences and interviews. But where do we go? And Sam, I tell you what, I think you've hit the nail on the head. The same fans that talk about wanting to be a big club, absolutely, listen, I like watching good football as well. But good football comes in many different forms. And I don't actually think many teams in the Premier League play good football anyway. He said, until you realise the fans care more about having a nice day out watching us play, attacking football rather than actually building a football club, then you'll be much happier. Mate, look, as I've said, in an ideal world, if you sat me down under interrogation, right, and said, what do I want to watch? Me, Savva, as a Spurs fan, what do I want to watch? I want to watch Spurs play like prime Barcelona. Absolutely. Sure. Who doesn't? I want Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets in midfield. I want to play lovely tiki-taka, free-flowing football where you outright dominate, score loads of goals, tricky players. Now you ask me honestly, what does Spurs need to build into a proper football club? It is not that. It is a plan. It is time. Right? Now, Frank will only get the time and be able to implement a plan if he starts implementing a philosophy. Right? That's my bugbear with him. I like that he tinkers, but I think he's tinkered too much. But at the same time, I'd like to see him when he's got all his players available just for a few games. I'd like to see him when he's had a few transfer windows and he's had some time to actually get the players that he wants into the club. And you could see the types of players he wanted into the club. You can see he wanted the likes of Morgan Rogers, Gibbs White, Eze, strong, powerful players. But he didn't get it. So I think there's a huge difference between what we want to see what we want to see, and how we get there. That's the problem, right? It's what we want versus how we get there are two different things. I'm seeing people saying, oh, we want to see free-flowing attacking football. And I'm like, okay, with what players? What midfield have you got dictating that allows you to be free-flowing? Because the midfield is the engine room of any football team, right? It's the engine room. And we got fans that want to play, people like Archie Gray and Sarr and Bergvall, and then going, oh, we're not dictating this game. Why aren't we good to watch going forward? Well, maybe because that's not how those footballers play. Maybe because they're young and they're not ready to do that. Bentancur's not that guy. Paulinho's not that guy. Johnson is not that guy. Tell, Odegaard, these are not those types of players. But again, we've got so many, I'm seeing so many YouTubers feed it into your throats of how good this squad is. This squad is good. This squad is good. This is not a good squad. This squad has been put together shambolically over years with no ethos in mind, no strategy, no plan in mind. But what happens is a young average player comes in and everyone feels they need to attach themselves to a player. Oh, that's my one, whether it's Odegaard or a Gray or a Sarr or I'm sitting there going, these players ain't good enough. Like, what are we doing here? Oh, but you don't like young players. What do you mean? We're Tottenham. We're not a youth club. We're Tottenham. So I think that we've got a mismatch of many people who don't know what they want. Right? I think we've got so many people who don't actually know what they want. They want to defend poor footballers, but then get on Frank's back for us not looking good. The same YouTubers, by the way, that call this squad shit are the same YouTubers now saying, why aren't we winning loads of games of football? Which one is it? Are we good enough to win loads of games of football, or are we calling the squad shit? Like, I'm not sure which one it is. Look, maybe a lot to be said for this. Maybe a lot to be said for this. Look, as I've said, nothing surprises me in football. Nothing surprises me. Right? As I said, if I wake up tomorrow and Frank signed a new 5-year contract, wouldn't surprise me. If I wake up tomorrow and Frank's been sacked, wouldn't surprise me. But we've got to let something play out. We've got to let something play out. Because I'm watching the attitude of the Poros and the Romeros over the years. I'm watching the attitude of these players. And we keep going, this manager wouldn't allow that to happen. It happened under Conte. And Conte's a top-class winning manager. So I don't know what I want. Yeah, this is a good point. And by the way, I like Vincenzo Italiano, but I watched his team last night. I watched Bologna versus Cremonese last night. And again, yeah, it is suicidal football. And this is the difference, Sam. You're right. Right? You're right. Fans will get with that. They'll go, oh, at least we gave it a go. But you're not building anything. It's suicidal. Now, I'm not saying Frank's football is being good, right? But have you noticed when he played the 4-2-3-1, we were hardly conceding goals. And everyone moaned and bitched that it was boring. Didn't they? All these YouTubers can't play Bentancur and Paulinho together. We weren't conceding many goals. The moment we've come away from that, this last 3 games, what's happened? Floodgates have opened. Maybe, just maybe, Frank knew why he was doing that. Maybe he knew why he was doing that. Maybe he knew. Because people like you, everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted it. And then when he opens up, right, when he changes the midfield and we start leaking goals, everyone goes, oh, look, we're like Ange. Yeah. Hence why he didn't do it before. What are we doing here? You can't play this way at home. Sure, let's open up. Players aren't good enough. The midfield gets walked through. Goals galore. The fullbacks aren't good enough, by the way. I'm going to call it out. I'll call it out. I'm so bored of hearing how good Udogie and Porro are. Udogie and Porro are average players. Now, Udogie, I've said for a few years, it looks like there's something there, but it never seems to materialise. He looks weak on the ball. He looks lazy on the ball. He can't cross a ball. I keep hearing, good player, good player, good player, good player, gets into most 11s. Does he? Does he? Oh, Porro gets into most 11s. Does he? Do these fans watch any other teams? I don't think we do. Sai, absolutely. It's getting worse and worse and worse. The squad is getting worse and worse and worse. We're ripping out all the skill and flair out of this squad year upon year upon year. And then we got people saying it's better than last season. In what way is this squad better than last season's? No, Sam, but you've got to have the right players to play another way. You've got to have the footballers. Look at Saturday's game against Fulham in the first half. Bergvall and Gray couldn't pass it to save their life. Mawani and Richarlison weren't holding it up. And I'm looking at that's 4 of your front 6, and I'm going, where's this good football going to come from? We saw, right, that his teams can be very effective like they were at Brentford. Yeah, but that was over time. By the way, let me do a couple of coffees. Thank you very much. Sorry for the outburst earlier. I'm really frustrated, guys. I am. I try to give people a free show. I let people come on, and it's just constant. Jim Bird, thank you, mate. Really appreciate you. Bought me a coffee and said, most of us really appreciate the content you put out, mate. Thank you, Jim. I know you've been with me since the beginning, so thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And Tweak as well bought me a coffee. Said, sounds like you could do with a scotch, but there is no buy me a scotch, so I have a coffee. Thank you very much, buddy. Oh, mate, I feel like I need a stiff vodka, because you know what will happen? If we lose tonight, which I think we very well could, it will be, it will just be toxic. If we win, people will go, oh, they'll make an excuse for that as well. I really hope we can smash and grab a win tonight and take a little bit of pressure off. I really do. I really do, because let me ask this question, and I'll ask this question and I'll do some super chats. How many of you have got the energy for another new manager starting at time? How many of you have got the energy? And it's not just the energy for a new manager starting. It's dude, if you're being facetious, please stop. I feel like you're being facetious there. How many of you have got the energy to go through another? Right, he's been sacked. Right, guys, which manager are we bringing in, and which staff we bringing in, and how does he play? Half the fan base liking it, half the fan base not. Have we really got the energy to go again? We've done it once this year. It's still 2025 as it starts to rain. How many of you have got the energy? I just don't know I have. I just don't know I've got the energy to do it again. And Ben, mate, Ben, I said this for the last few weeks. If you bring in a new manager, I know what will happen, mate. We will get an immediate 3, 4, 5 game bounce like we always do. Right? And then when the players settle back to being average, we will go back to being poor form, and people will then start going, oh, it's Enoch, it's this, it's... Right? Time. But we're not going to give it to anyone, are we? We're not going to give it to anyone. That's why I said at the beginning of the season, right? I said at the beginning of the season, whoever comes into this club, whether we like them or not, we're going to have to go through ups and downs. We're going to have to go through some pain. The first sign of pain, and this fan base shit its pants. The first sign of pain, and we shit our pants. Not each and every one of us, but in general. Itch Crow, right? I'll see you later, mate. You're now just being facetious on every single question I ask. See you later. I've got no time for it. Patch, you don't have to, mate. Honestly, you don't have to. You don't have to, mate. The Buy Me a Coffee link is pinned. I'll put it in again if you really want to. But super chats are just on YouTube. There's a little sign of a pound note that you just go on to. But you don't have to, honestly, mate. Perchy, how you doing, mate? Sorry about what you had to go through last night, mate. Honestly, I was watching so angry for you. It's strange, isn't it, Bertie? Because me and you have a grown-up football conversation where we don't have to shout over each other and berate each other. It's, oh, you just agree with each other. No, we try and find some middle ground in everything. And they don't see our WhatsApp conversations, right, where we don't agree on everything and we do row. But because we always say, hey, let's go live and not be, but I'm sorry that you got called that out live on YouTube. I thought that was a fucking dick move. I didn't like that at all. And the thing is, people call it banter, but all it does is it gets the chat just giving you abuse and me abuse. So sorry about that, man. I thought it was, I didn't like that at all. I thought it was a cheap dig. Oh, hang on, Daniel Goodall. Okay, let's get rid of this bloke. No. Sorry, the YouTube guys aren't Spurs fans, no? I mean, look how silly this comment is, right? Sorry, it doesn't matter. If you pay or not, that can't speed up a process. It doesn't matter. If I pay to go or not, that doesn't make the players better than they are and the process speed up. Time. You need time. The next manager will need time. Time. I completely agree. But you know the problem that you've got here, my friend, right, is that the fans that back these mediocre players pretend they're not. Look how much Lubo has told everyone how good Archie Gray is. Whenever he plays, I watch him and go, I don't get it. What am I meant to be watching here? What could that £40 million have been spent on? What does Archie Gray do that one of the young midfielders from the youth team couldn't have done? I don't know. But again, and this is what I like about the simplistic view, right? Sorry, I'll call it out, Michelle. Yes, the squad is good enough to beat Fulham. But when you're not playing well, you're not playing well. So, Michelle, Liverpool, why have Liverpool lost 6 Premier League games this season? They've got a better squad than nearly everyone other than Arsenal. Why have Man City lost games this season? If it was this simplistic, I keep hearing this. Yes, we have a better squad than Fulham. By the way, I don't think by a lot. I'm taking their goalkeeper. I'm taking Robinson and Tete at fullback. I'm taking Sanderberg in midfield. I take Lukic. I genuinely think when we talk about, again, somebody else that really overrates our squad, yes, I think on paper, when everyone's fit and playing well, we are better than Fulham, right? But if you're not playing well, sometimes it don't matter. Look at Liverpool, right? Liverpool lost, 6 in 7. Better squads than all the teams they played. But they weren't playing well. And this is why I love this simplistic view. We've not beaten Fulham. We've beaten Fulham once in 6 games. So what about the other managers that didn't beat Fulham? We've beaten Wolves something like once in 6 games. So what about the other managers that didn't beat Wolves? If it's that simple, right? If it's that simple, the best teams would never lose a game, right? Villa at the start of the season didn't win for 4. They had better squads than most of the teams they played. To be honest, Sophie, we can say this about any league. I've seen Real Madrid and Barcelona lose games this season that they shouldn't lose. I get your point, but this is the thing. Newcastle must have lost games this season to teams they're better than. Do Newcastle have a better squad than Brentford? Yes. Brentford battered Newcastle. So I agree in theory, yeah, you've got a better squad, you should win. Football doesn't always work like that, and especially when you're not in form. When you're not in form, it's very difficult to just rock up and turn it on. And that is why we're going to have to play ourselves into form. Agreed. But Daryl, this is the thing. When people constantly tell me, Romero, Van de Ven, world class, I think they're good defenders. Don't think they're anywhere near world class. I don't think Adogi and Porro are very good fullbacks. But people will go, what a great defense. As I said, there's a lot of work. I think there's, I can't keep repeating. I think there's so much work for whoever runs this club. Bring in Pep Guardiola, right? Do you know what I'm going to say if you bring in Pep Guardiola? He needs time. He needs transfer windows. Pep Guardiola would come in here, right, wouldn't he? And go, these guys can't play how I want to play. In window 1, right, get me 4 really good fullbacks that can play how I play. In window 2, get me 3 competent midfielders that can keep the ball. And this is the point. And this is a great point, Dan. There's no pressure on Fulham in that game. There's zero pressure on Fulham in that game. And sometimes when you're playing without pressure, same way, you know, when we play Man City, the pressure's on Man City because they're better than us. But we beat them, right? Quite a lot, we beat them. The pressure's on us. So this theory of you've got a better squad, you must win every game. If football worked like that, I get it. If we're playing Colchester, but if football worked like that, then the league table picks itself every year, right? I don't want to be facetious about it, but am I not right on that? If football was who's got a better squad, you must win. Fine. Let's look at the Premier League table, and then I'll do some super chats. Let's look at the Premier League table. And this is why this theory, and it's from people who should know better, that have been around football for years and years. We've all been around football for years, right? Arsenal, yes, have the best squad in the country. They've only lost 1 game, right? Makes sense. Now, have a look. Man City. Why have Man City lost more games than Chelsea, Villa, Brighton, Sunderland, and Palace? They have a better squad than all of them. Why? So why have they lost 4 games? Why? You have to ask yourself that question. Now, 9 times out of 10, it probably works that way. But I find it so simplistic to just say, you've got a better squad, you must win. All right, well, I think Aston Villa have got a better squad than us. So why were people upset when Villa beat us? It's got to work both ways, right? But they've got a better squad, they beat us. Arsenal and Chelsea have a better squad, they beat us, right? So why are we upset? It's got to work both ways. It's got to work both ways. And by the way, guys, I'll say it, right? Many won't agree with me on this. I don't think our squad is that much better than these other clubs these days. I genuinely don't. And you know why? Because sometimes, and I was taught this when I did my coaching badges, sometimes it's not about just having better players. It's about buying the right players for the right system. The right players for the right system. You look at Sunderland, have done that brilliantly. We're using them as an example. Sunderland bought brilliantly for their system. Right? Bournemouth have bought brilliantly for their system. Doesn't mean all their players are better, but for their system. Spurs haven't bought anything for any system. Have we? Man United for years haven't. Bless me. Man United for years haven't bought anyone for any system. I.e., to play the way Ruben Amorim plays, you need the really good fullbacks and a really solid midfield. They've not bought that. So sometimes, just sometimes, I like to look beyond the obvious statement. The obvious statement of we're better, we win. Sure, but what about all the variants? What about the context? Right? Now, I believe the reason why Thomas Frank did so well at Brentford was over time, he built a system that worked And they bought players into that system that fit the system. It wasn't that they were buying the best players in the world. They were buying the right pieces of the puzzle, right? At Spurs, we need that. We need to get a system and start putting pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together. That doesn't matter if it's Frank, Vincenzo Italiano. It doesn't matter if it's Holness. It doesn't matter if it's Glasner. We've got to start doing it. And at the moment, what we're doing is every manager, right? Every manager, we're going, right, take this mismatch of footballers, go, create something. Some of us have sat back in the summer and said, nah, this is going to take time. This is going to take time. Other fans don't want it, don't want the time. Oh, there you go. We're not seeing an identity. I didn't think we would see an identity. This is why we needed to buy the striker we needed, the midfielder we needed, the left winger we needed, so that you can actually put an identity together. You can't have you can't have this midfield and expect that we're going to have an identity. I think, was it Daniel Harris or somebody messaged me the other day? No, it wasn't. Sorry, it was Mark. Mark messaged me the other day, didn't you, Mark? And said, he said, the biggest issue is the midfield. There's nothing there. There's nothing to it. Like, there's no substance. There's nothing in that midfield where you go, yeah, that midfield can control this game. You watch tonight. Tonali, Gomares, Joe Linton does more of the box-to-box hard work. But Tonali and Gomares can put their foot on a ball, go, right, what's going on? Don't have that. We don't have that at all. You look, Newcastle tonight will have proper wingers. I'm not saying they're going to beat us, but they'll have proper wingers, proper wide men. Their game is to beat men, run at them, whether that's Barnes, Gordon, Alanga, Murphy. We don't have that. Their striker is a proper target man, isn't he? Our fans going, oh my God, Newcastle spent 70 million on Voldemort. Yeah, it's what you got to spend on players. That's what you got to spend on players. We're too busy worrying about how much it costs. That's what you got to do. They bought in a target man who's holding the ball up well for them. He's good in the air and he's scoring goals as well, right? But I remember when he signed, I was watching all these shows where we were going, oh, I can't believe, well, look how stupid these prices are. They're doing that. We're loaning Moani. The levels are mental. The levels are mental. So for me, this is at the feet. Oh, Wesley, I think we can, can't we? I think we can clearly acknowledge Arsenal are a million miles from Tottenham. As I've said, not one Spurs player gets in that Arsenal 11. Not one. And not many would make the bench. Not one. This is as low as I've seen it for years in terms of squad. And you know what? I called this in the summer. I don't want to be, and I called this in the summer. This is why I'm not as upset by what's going on as others. Said in the summer, don't rate this squad. Said it was a very negligent transfer window that was cobbled together in the last week of the window with two panics, one loan and one signing. Before that, we bought one winger and loaned a midfielder. It was another negligent transfer window where we didn't buy what we needed. I don't think I am confusing quality over quantity. No, I don't think I am, Dexter. Sorry, look at Arsenal's 8 defenders, right? Timber or White at right back, right? Hincapi, Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly. Sorry, no, I'm not. Sorry, look at the strength of that 8. And this is, again, people like Dexter in denial. Because it's Arsenal, we're in denial. Arsenal have built over the years what they need. They've built what they need. They've put together a squad. Now it's down to, now they've got zero excuses. Let's be brutally honest about this. This Arsenal squad have no excuse. This manager now has no excuse. They have the best squad in the country, right? They've spent something like 1.1 billion or whatever it is. They have to win that league. They have to. But we have had our manager for 13 games And look at the meltdown. They've had their manager for 6 years, 1.1 billion. This manager has spent, what, 100 million on 2 players in the window, 110 million? Like, what are we doing here? Now, if it's not this manager, again, take the name Thomas Frank and put another manager in there. Surely they need a year. Surely 1 year. Surely a year. So if we get to the end of the season, right? If we get to March, April, and we are playing this way and nothing's changing, he's had a couple of signings, cool. But really, after 13 games, when our biggest rivals sat through 2 or 3 years of very average, didn't they? Sat through 3 years of average, 8th, 8th, 5th. 8th, 8th, 5th. Every Arsenal fan, get him out, go, he's got to go. Yeah, not every, you know what I mean? Get him out. Now look at them. They're the best team in the country that stuck with a manager, that stuck with a plan, that backed him every window, give or take. And look at us. So we can be experts and go, this isn't the right manager, that is. Why is that the right manager and this isn't? What, because he plays a bit more pretty football? What does it matter if you're losing the same amount of games? That's got to be the mindset. The mindset can't just be, is it prettier to watch? The mindset's got to be, but what are we building? What are we building? And if we can't go through any pain with any manager for 1 year, if we can't go through any pain for 1 year, what are we doing? Look, I keep using Villa as an example, right? Villa have turned into a solid, consistent team, right? Because they bought in Unai Emery, they buy sensibly, right? And they've got a manager they've stuck with. And they're now consistent, aren't they? This is now 4 years in a row, consistently in and around that top 4. Consistently in and around there. But meanwhile, at Spurs, let's change, let's change, let's change, let's change, let's change, let's change. And I don't know how we get out of this philosophy, this mindset. No one said Dexter, I can't do it with you. Dexter, you are the sort of person, I could say we're playing Newcastle tonight. You reckon we're playing Norwich. That's just, I've seen what you are over the last few months. And as I've said, guys, I'm not dumb, right? I understand if you keep losing games, you're going to get sacked. I get it. But at what stage do we truly look at this and go, right, yeah, let's go through a bit of pain? At what stage do we go, right, yeah, a bit of pain? Busy talking about XG. But the XG. Okay, but a little bit of pain? Yeah, but the XG, we've got to shoot. I get it. It's boring. But we don't want to get to some transfer windows. We now got people saying shouldn't give this manager money in the transfer window. Like, what are we? What are we doing? And again, I can keep caveating this for those that don't listen at the back. Insert name: Glasner, Iriola, Poch, Frank. You can't give them 13 Premier League games. You can't. You simply can't. Angus, absolutely. Your guy has got no excuses now. For years, I've heard the excuses for him. I don't have this. I don't have that. Now I look at your squad and go, yeah, no excuses. Your squad is the best in the country. By a distance, by the way. By a distance. I think your squad, I mean, I look at Liverpool. Liverpool can barely cobble together a back four. You guys have got 8 at the back. You guys have got 8 at the back that we take. I look at your midfield. Zubimendi and Rice, class. I think Mikel Merino, hugely underrated, by the way. What a good squad player that is for a title-winning team. Yeah, but Mark, Ange had 2 years. But this is Mark, you're doing the same thing. Frank had Ange had 2 years and £400 million. Is Frank not allowed to have a year and a couple of windows? Surely. Like, we're so impatient. We're so impatient. Perchy, why has Slot not been sacked? Right? Because a club like Liverpool isn't panicking. Right? We panic as a club quickly. We panic. I'm going to ask this question, right, guys? And this is, you've got 1 or 2 answers. You've got 1 of 2 answers here. I don't want to see any other answer in the chat. It is 12-14. So I want to see, right? I want to see 1 or 2 words. Do we truly believe is the main problem at this football club the squad or the manager? You can only pick one. The squad or the manager. Because if it is, we're saying it's the manager, then the next manager that comes in has got no excuse with the squad, right? For me, it all boils down to recruitment. It all boils down to recruitment. If you've got a manager that comes into your club, Frank, Silva, whoever that manager is, right? If you've got that manager and you go, here's a good squad, right? If you turn around and said, Thomas Frank, here is Arsenal's squad, right? And he does poorly, you go, that is on you. That is on you. If Arteta does poorly, now that is on him because his squad is brilliant. But when you look at our squad that finished 17th last season, the year before 5th, but we didn't have Europe, the year before 8th, the year before, are we not seeing a theme? Are we not seeing a theme here? Like, I've had people messaging me constantly saying, Frank has made the players worse. And I'm like, how? We lost 22 games of football last year. How is he making the players worse? And I think when I speak to sensible people, I think a lot of sensible fans from other clubs, right? They turn around and say, what did your fans expect? It's so funny. The fan bases of other clubs get it. Like, what did your fans expect so quickly? And our fans expected immediate. Now, this manager seems to have lost his way a little bit. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. As I think the next manager will. But if we're going to sack after 13, 14 games of football, what message does that give out to players who might want to sign? What message does that give out to new managers who might want to join? Hey, you get 14 games. Iriola, leave Bournemouth, you get 14 games at Tottenham. It's everything for me. The manager right now isn't getting it right. The players have been appalling. I think the recruitment in the summer was negligent. I think the owners don't seem to know what they want. The fans are upset. The players are upset with the fans. The fans are upset with the players. They're charging too much. The whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a shit show. But okay, stick Iriola in that dugout instead of Frank and all of these problems go away. Don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. If Iriola comes in, I'll get behind him. But I'm just using him as an example. Furiola comes in. I'll get behind him, of course. Yep. And then I'll sit down when it all starts to go pear-shaped again, and I'll say, yep. And then he'll need time. But again, and then you get fans that say this. It's a simple remedy to all this. No, it's not. It's not a simple remedy. If it was a simple remedy, Spurs wouldn't be in this predicament year after year after year after year. And this is what drives me bananas. It's simple. It's simple. This is simple. If this was simple, why has it not been done? Absolutely. And this is absolutely it. This is absolutely it, Ghosted. We will bring in Iriola, right? You can see it now. Iriola comes in, right? And then as soon as results start going a little bit wrong, it'll be, this is why I wanted Glasner. Because Glasner can set up. I'm telling you, this is the problem if you change the manager right now. Listen, I haven't seen what Jacko Katz has said. What's he said? But if he said anything like me, I think the level of the squad is just very, very average. I genuinely do. And when average players get in a rut, you don't have top players and leaders to get them out of it. I don't see Romero galvanizing everybody. I don't see Romero as the leader. Come on. Like, I don't see it. But he's a World Cup winner, I keep getting told. And absolutely, Julian, this is what I love. This is what I love. When people, this is why I love football fans versus go and work at a football club. It's so different. Phrases like man up. It's so silly. Phrases like it's simple. No, it's not. If it's simple, why does anyone get relegated? If it's simple, why aren't Man City 10 points clear at the top? It's simple, right? Surely it's simple. Everything is down to you need a plan. The Arsenal overhyping. You do realise that right now Arsenal are 5 points clear of the Premier League and have lost one game in the Premier League and Champions League combined. What do you mean the overhyping? You mean because there are rivals, we're not allowed to say anything that might sound remotely nice? Yeah, you've got to grow up a little bit, man. And this is it, barbaric. This is it. This is why I know Josh is always trolling me, right? Years of neglect. Years and years and years and years of neglect we want solved in 13 Premier League games. Everyone going, oh, I'm upset because Thomas Frank said that we might only have 12 perfect games. Oh, my God, get over it. I want to hear that we're going to be top four. Why? We're not. Why? Why? I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be lied to anymore. But we're not 16th. The season's not finished. If we finish the season 16th, sure. But the season's not finished. That's the point, Josh. You keep saying it's an easy remedy. It's an easy remedy. It's not an easy remedy. But Josh, you're also somebody that you rate some of these really average footballers. And this is the problem. You keep rating average footballers, but expecting better results. Not going to happen. Bang on. My man, Glenn, how you doing? Absolutely. We had stability under both Harry and Poch. Even Ange got 2 years. This manager's getting 13 games. Exactly. And Glenn, the difference for me between somebody who understands reality and somebody that doesn't. Aussie Frank Lover, there is something deeply not right at this club. Deeply not right. And you can get Frank out, sure, but we're going to be having these conversations. Josh said the concept of getting time is simple. Every coach that got time, we were winning games, and I don't understand what you mean. I get it. I get it. I get it. I, as a fan, don't enjoy watching Tottenham right now. I get it. I, as a fan, most of you watch me, right? Quite a lot. Most of you watch me quite a lot. Will you agree with me that you heard me say in the summer, I don't really expect anything this season, and that we're going to have some real painful periods, and it will be about how do we react? I said this in the summer, right? I was on the Spurs 5 every week saying, I don't expect a lot. I don't rate this squad. I don't expect a lot. I think Frank's going to have some good moments and some bad moments, right? I said, we're going to have to go through some pain. And everyone went, yeah, but it's a project, it's a process. And lo and behold, we're going through that pain. We're going through some change, and we've shit the bed. This is what I want to see. I want to see a manager come in and get given their own squad over a number of years, get given your own squad, right? And when that team is your team, you don't have an excuse. When that team is a team you have put together, you don't have an excuse. But at the moment, I'm seeing the same old shit players year in, year out, and we're all wondering. Now, look at everyone. You've all seen Marios in my chat. Apparently, the reason we're not doing well is because Brennan Johnson doesn't play. I mean, that's where we're at as a fan base, right? Apparently, our issue is that Brennan Johnson's not been playing. Silly question. As I've said, I said at the beginning of the season, the manager needs a year. The manager needs a year. He needs 2 summer windows and a January window as a minimum, right? The difference is, Sugar Ray. See, I know we get childish comments like this, right? He will go if he keeps losing. I get that. I'm not dumb to that. But said it. We need to give a coach some time. We need to. Has he lost his way? Is he off track? Has he tried too much? Sure. Is it good to watch? No. Am I impressed? No. But I have to go with my own words that I had to be prepared. I said to myself, I'm prepared for some pain. I'm prepared for a year where it's not great. Now, I'm not saying everyone else has to be the same. I'm not, guys. I'm not saying everyone else has to be the same in any way, shape, or form. But that's what I said to myself, right? I think sometimes as fans, we have to look in and go, what are you expecting? Like, really? I'll ask this question, right? If you weren't a Spurs fan, right, and you were looking at the outside in at this squad, how much do you really rate it? How much do you really rate it? If you're a Villa fan, a Newcastle fan, how much are you looking at this squad and going, I want him? I don't think many at all. And I think that's the problem. As I said earlier in the show, I think if you can take a step back from I'm a Spurs fan and I rate everyone and I'm just going to say nice things. And I think if you actually take a look in, the squad has been built poorly over a number of years with lots of different managers in mind. And we are paying for that. When I speak to my mates, not YouTube mates, when I speak to my mates, right? And we're talking about football, they're all like, God, you've got some shit players. And like, God, he's crap. What's that? And I always say to them, you should hear how the Spurs fans and Spurs YouTubers talk about these players. They rave about them. Let's be fair. Helen Odeberg don't even get in at West Ham. Let's be brutally honest. West Ham. But these are players in our first team. This is mad. This is mad. So, did I think we were going to have ups and downs? Yeah. Are we having ups and downs? Yeah, we've had some ups. We're now going through a massive down. Are we going to come out the other side? I don't know. I don't know, maybe we win tonight, beat Brentford, and we go, okay, 6 points out of 6, steady the ship. Maybe we lose the next 2, and it's toxic as hell. But if we don't ever want to go through that pain, how can we expect to be rewarded? So now we've all gone back to Poch being the guy. Poch ain't got the players he once had. I'm telling you, I've got nothing against Poch. Bring him back, whatever. But again, he ain't got Kane. He ain't got Son. He's not got Ericsson or Wanyama or Dembele or Walker or Rose or Jan or Toby Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Lloris. He's not got these players. But you need more than 13 games. Think you need more than 13 games. No one said he needs 2 years. But this is what I mean. Fans like Josh overrate our squad, right? Overrate our squad and then want a manager out after 13 games. Keep the same energy, Josh, for the next guy. Listen, I just want to see. Percy said something the other week that I thought was really, really good. So just want to get to the point where you see an 11 that a manager's put together. Not the manager that had 2 or 3 players and everyone else is from legacy. This Arsenal squad, is it 3 of the players were there when Arteta arrived 6 years ago? 3 of them. And that was Saka from the youth team, Martinelli, who was bought as like a teenager, and Saliba, who was bought as a kid but sent out on loan, right? This whole squad is Arteta. Eddie Howe's squad is slowly but surely now Eddie Howe's squad, right? There's a few players that were there when he got there, but in the main, if I'm not wrong, and I'm sure there's Newcastle fans in the chat, most of it now is moving towards Eddie Howe. Guimaraes, Tonali, right? Oh God, what's his name? They bought from Villa in midfield. Gordon's his. Alanga's his. Harvey Barnes is his. Voldemort, Wissa, Botman, Tiao, Hall, Livramento, Byrne. These are all his players now. It's too easy to say that. We played twice a week, loads of injuries, brand new manager. When you're saying 8th bare minimum, all right, if we win tonight, we're in the top 8. So what does it matter? Like, what does it really matter? I don't think they are debatable. I think Villa and Newcastle have got much better squads than Tottenham. They've also had managers in situ for 4 years, Josh. No one would think of that. Of course they don't want to think of that. Of course they don't want to think of that. They don't want a manager that tries things. They don't. They don't. It's much better than what we've got now. It's much better than what we've got now. Right now, if you said to me our forward line is going to be Lennon, Lamela, Ericsson, Adebayor, I'll take that over what we've got right now. I'll take that right now. I don't know. Xavi and Paulinho don't get in at West Ham. What? Jim, listen, dude, we know you love Ange. This isn't about Ange. This isn't about Ange, mate. This is about where we are now. You got to stop this. You got to stop this. If you want to break this down, if we're looking back to last season, in the first 12, 13 games of last season, Ange didn't have his players missing through injury. He had a full strength team to pick from, and he lost 5 of the first 12, by the way, right? This season, we've lost 5 of the first 13. I mean, what are we doing here? What 2-point difference? This is the problem. We've got fake fans who support, again, they support Ange, not Spurs. Every comment is about Ange. This guy's Australian. I know it. I know who he is. It's just so boring. It's so boring. This time last year, right? First of all, this time last year has got nothing to do with this time this year. This time last year, I think Spurs had just lost to Ipswich, by the way, right at home. Got battered by Galatasaray, right? What difference is there really? What are we doing here? Bang on. And bang on, Dan. Bang on, bang on, bang on. Bang on, bang on. Just think, just a bit of patience, just a bit of time, just a bit of, I get it. I get it. For YouTube channels, it doesn't make good reading, does it? It doesn't make good viewing for everyone to say, okay, let's take a beat. Let's take a breath. It makes much better reading for everyone to just berate. I get it. I get it. I get it. I've been part of it and I wish I hadn't been. Right? But the chaos, the meltdown, do we really believe? Oh, Jim, go away. Go away. If Thomas Frank is a mid-table coach, Ange finished 17th, so he's a bottom coach. Stop this. This is ridiculous. Jim, I'm so bored of talking about Ange Postecoglou. Oh my God, I'm so bored of it. Go and support his new team. Oh, wait, you can't. He got sacked for being shit there as well. Stop. Oh, Josh, you're a child. We need to go through pain because our squad's not good. Because we've built badly for 6-7 years. What are you doing? And Klopp didn't. Klopp didn't win anything for ages. Maresca was getting pelters last season. What are you talking about? This is what I can't deal with, Josh. Again, these fans just, when we're saying, why do we have to go through pain? Who is looking at this squad and thinking, yeah, whoever comes in, we're people like Josh, right, think we're good to go. Isn't that worrying? How dumb can you be? Sorry, but how dumb have you got to be to think that this squad is good enough? Eddie Howe's had some ups and downs in his time at Newcastle, by the way. Had some ups and downs. And yes, for me, 6 to 8 when you've got Madison and Kulu and Solanke. When you've got them all, yes. Oh, Jim, I'm getting rid of Jim. I can't deal with. If somebody's going to come in and every one of their comments is about Ange Postecoglou, I am not the channel for that. It's so boring. It is so boring. See, again, this troll, right? This troll. Listen to what I said in the summer. Now everyone knows you're lying. Everyone heard me say in the summer, league position isn't my driver. For me, get the manager a year. Give him transfer windows and let him build. I don't get why this is so difficult. Oh, Josh, I'll see you later, mate. I can't bother with Josh. It's childish. Honestly, guys, I can't deal with children. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. How mad is it? How mad is it? We are sitting here. Oh my, I can't believe we are sitting here. Ange was sacked in May. We're still fucking talking about him. Oh, good God, let it go. Please let it go. It's so boring. It's so boring. This is a squad that finished 17th. And now people are just going, why do we have to go through any pain? What do you mean? We finished 17th and lost 22 games. Doesn't matter that Ange was the manager. That was the scenario. We lost 22 games and finished 17th. Of course, you're going to need some pain. Of course, it's going to take time. Frank told us in the summer, didn't he? Our recruitment team weren't getting the right players in front of him. Right? He said, oh, I need better. Give me better. Our fans, no, don't like that. Don't want to hear that. Look. Oh, here's Marios again. Marios, you've got to be the dumbest football fan I've ever heard. You think Brennan Johnson is the answer? I agree. I think a lot of the Fulham players get into our first team. I agree. Our squad, when everyone is fit and we're playing well, is much better. But I actually think Fulham have got some really tidy footballers, and we haven't. Their fullbacks, I'm taking immediately. Robinson and Tete. I'm taking Leno over Vicario. I'm taking Sanderberg and Lukic over any of our two midfielders. But football just doesn't work one for one, does it? Eddie Howe, by the way, again, do your homework. Eddie Howe's had some really bad spells in the job where they could have sacked him, and they didn't. They've had some really bad spells under Eddie Howe. Mate, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. So Mario's saying that Spurs are level in the table with Newcastle. And I think Newcastle have a much better squad. We've got no time for anybody. Marios, please go and watch another channel. I'm bored of you, mate. When you're saying we're not building, it's been 13 Premier League games. It's been 13 Premier League games. What do you want built in 13 games? Please tell me, what do you want built in 13 games? What do these fans want built in 13 games? No, our window wasn't good. We signed an injured player on the last day of the window on loan because we panicked. We didn't get our first targets. We signed late in the window. No, our window wasn't good. Stop, Marios. Stop this. It wasn't good. Only Wilson gets in. Sorry, you don't think Anthony Robinson gets in over Adogi? Kenny Tete over Porro? Leno over Vicario? Sanderberg over any of our midfielders? Sorry, we don't think any of these players get in our 11. Honestly, didn't he used to be normal? Now he's just gone so weird. But again, as Perchie said, look at the arrogance. Only Wilson from Fulham gets in our team. The arrogance. This is a Fulham team that finished, 16 points above us last year? Then buy attacking players, you idiots. What are you doing? You can't just attack if you don't have the players. You want Brennan Johnson in the team. What are you? Marius, I've got to get rid of you. I can't. You're not good for my health, mate. I can't deal with you. It is ridiculous. Harry Wilson's a good footballer. Our fans would turn their noses up at him. But again, we are so arrogant. This player's good. He costs 60 million. He costs 50 million. He costs... So? Again, Fulham, for the size of the club they are, have bought really well for what they need. Right? They finished miles above us last season. And it absolutely, we overhype an average squad. Always overhyping. I said in the summer, everyone praising this transfer window. I'm looking at it going, what? How? How is everybody praising this? We panicked in the last week like we normally do. We signed 2 permanent players. And I'm not even counting Turning Tell permanent. Abysmal. Again, this boy walks into our midfield. Walks into our midfield. Bear with me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, my door went. This is the point, right? Sanderberg walks in our midfield, a very good Premier League midfielder. Right? If Spurs bought him, our fans would go mad. Because our fans can't see that. What do you mean he's better than Bergvall? What do you mean he's better than Graham Sarr? Yeah. Lukic, again, at Fulham. I'm not saying he's the greatest player. What a good, solid player. You know what you're going to get week in, week out. But Josh, we see the levels they're at weekly, over years. So what has the fans seen in these players to actually think they're that different level? It's okay. Josh, this is what I love. Like when we're saying it's just opinion, I hear this all the time. So-and-so is going to be great under this manager. Adogi for me, he's been at the club 3 years now. I keep hearing how great a left back he is, but my eyes aren't showing me he's a great left back. Yeah, but it's my opinion. So when are we going to see it? When are we going to see these players that are meant to be very good? Where have other fans seen these players to rate them? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I really don't. I really, really don't. I really don't get it. I've had this for years. Player after player after player being raved about, rated. So I'll be honest, individually, you have good players. No, we don't. Just collectively, they don't gel. No, not true at all. This is the thing. Again, we're doing it again. See, you look at it, Josh, again, look. Berg, Kevin, Robinson, and Bassi as cover are the only 5 I would take personally. So you wouldn't take Kenny Tete over Pedro Porro as a right back. Kenny Tete can defend. You wouldn't. So Anderson doesn't get in our squad. Sorry, Leno's not better than Vicario. Like this, we're just in denial. We're in denial constantly. We're in denial. We're in absolute denial. Listen, Destiny Udogi's one of them. He always looks like he could be good, but then never actually does anything. The number of times against Fulham, he got the ball on the left. You're thinking, go on, go at them. And he just plays a lazy first-time cross that hits the first player. And our fans go, oh, any good? And I'm like, no, I don't like what? Like, what are we seeing? Like, how many years do we have to watch Porro get ripped apart at right back before people say he gets in every team in the Premier League at right back? It's just mad. Listen, my whole point of this is there is so much wrong with this club. So much wrong with this football club. And if everybody thinks bringing in an Iraola or Glasner is going to change that, No, mate, I just can't take it. It's just so silly. This is the guy that wants, he asked for Kinski, Johnson and Mwani to start. They started a game and they were all awful and he was nowhere to be seen. The next game, it was, he's got the team wrong again. And you're like, but as a defender, Tete can defend. Porro can't. Look, some of these Spurs players, they're decent. They're decent, but our fans put them there. I don't look at our squad compared to some of these other clubs anymore and go miles above it. I look at it and go, right, yep, if you've got Kulu fit and Madison fit and they're all fit and playing well, yep, we're better. But right now, I look at the players and go, oh, God, I'm going to have to watch this player again tonight. I'm going to have to watch Sarr again or Bergvall or Gray or Richarlison or Johnson or Tell or Odegaard or Porro or Adogi. I'm watching these players. I am not impressed. I've never been impressed with them. But fans keep saying they're quality. They keep calling them quality. Quality players aren't this crap for this long. They're not. Quality players aren't all this crap for this long. Kane was quality, right? Quality. Never looked like this, did he? Even in shit teams, never looked like this. Bale was quality. Modric was quality. We overrate everyone. We overrate everyone. I'm telling you. And it gets misconstrued as negative. I don't think it's negative. It's okay to say if a player is good or not. It's okay to say it. I think we've got a very average bunch of footballers with a couple sprinkled in are very good. Savva, before the season, you said fifth would be a great season, sixth would be good, and seventh would be okay. And now what did I actually say? Yeah? If everybody was fit. I said if everybody was fit, injury permitting, yes. But we've had the most injuries in the country, right? We've never seen Frank with his first team. Oh, Ferg, mate, we don't do that on this channel. If you're not going to contribute, if every comment is just going to be Frank is crap, then just go and watch someone else, all right? It's boring. It's silly. Mate, our squads are nowhere near theirs, but our fans believe they are. Look at that idiot Marius the other day. Ferg, one more you're going. It's childish now. You've got to grow up, man. Right? Philly, you look the other day. Who was it who said, Marius said that our midfield was better than Newcastle's? What? What? Guimaraes, Tonali? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? None of ours get in above them. None of ours get in above them. None of them. Josh, please go away. I can't be bothered. Kulu doesn't massively impact our current form. Sure. Yeah, he also said the bare minimum we should be finishing. The bare minimum is fourth. Like, who? Honestly, our fan base used to really know a player. Now we really don't. We don't know a player anymore. Look at the average that is rated. I'm just so bored of rating average footballers. It's so funny, isn't it? People like Ferg, children like Ferg, who can't say anything other than Frank's rubbish, Frank's rubbish, Frank's like, have you got no other words in your mouth? Right? But where are we calling out the rubbish players? Why do the players just get an amazing pass and everything's on Frank? Why? Why? It's not what I said. That's not what I said. Stop lying. If you keep lying, I'll block you. Stop lying. You don't know what I said more than what I said. No, I'm not on the Spurs 5 anymore. No. Right. So have a look at this, right? So this guy is mocking all our players, but then saying we should be top 6, 7. It's madness, right? It's utter madness. These fans don't know what they want. They genuinely don't know what they want. Look, I'm going to do some super chats. So I'm going to leave it there. I think too many idiots have started coming in now, like Ferg and Josh, and it's just got silly. We always get this, don't we? We get to the stage. And this is it. This is the comment, Chasey. Any manager that comes in right now is going to have this same squad, and all of these people, like the Fergs, like the Mariuses, they will see after the first 3-4 months when everything settles and we're back to normal, they will then, what they're going to do? Yep, get this one out as well. But it's mad. And think, how simplistic does people's brains have to be? But as long as we attack more, I'm happy. Sort the club out. I'm not worried about what my eyes see for a few months. Sort the club out from top to bottom. Sort the club out from top to bottom. Sort it out. Fudge Table, you're getting blocked right now, so you won't be seeing us tonight, mate. See you later. We don't have 6 or 7 very good players. I'm sorry, we don't. No, mate, I need to go. I've got it's we've been going nearly 2 hours, mate. We've been going nearly 2 hours. I'm live. I'm live tonight. What time are we kicking off? 8:15. I'll be live at 7ish, 7:15. And yeah, listen, I just really hope, we get something tonight, just so a bit of the noise stops. Look, and I think those that listen will walk away with this, with what I've said, is that he will go if results don't improve soon. But we're going to be back here in 3, 4, 5, 6 months if we don't buy better players, whoever the manager is. But based on what? Based on what are Udogie and Spence Champions League level? Based on what? Like, I've not seen anything from Udogie in the last 3 years that makes me go top left fullback who should be a Champions League team. Jed Spence is very hit and miss. Porro can't defend. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Look at the way we rate these players, right? Our fullbacks can't defend, and you're saying they're very good players who are Champions League level. They can't defend. They can't defend. Big up to Chris Robb, who bought me a coffee and said, "Hi, mate. Love the content. Hope these trolls don't get to you. Try your best to ignore them, mate. I tried, but unfortunately, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. You got trolls like Josh, who will come in and tell you that Udogie's a top player. He was wanted by City. He was wanted by City so much that they put in how many bids for him? I love this. So-and-so wanted Romero. Did they bid? Didn't think so. Yeah, Josh is just a troll. I know Josh is a troll. He's been doing this for years. As I've said, notice everything I say, he says the opposite. Everything I say, he says the opposite. Right? This is what I mean, Chasey. When Udogie hasn't stayed fit long enough in the last 3 years for me to say he's a Champions League level player. I think he's a good athlete. He gets up and back. But I think as a defender, he's poor. Attacking-wise, he's poor. But who are these fans that just rate these people? These fans just rate these players that have done nothing. Look how much Bergvall gets rated. Look how much Lubo and others have gone about Archie Gray. Oh, my God. What are they watching? I'm seeing a scared, timid little kid who should never have been brought to Tottenham. Now, in 3 years, could be brilliant. Right now, we've got fans calling for him to start. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Let me do some super chats because there are a lot of them. And you guys have been very, very, very generous today. Not on the likes, but on the super chats. Look, I don't know. Do I give us any chance of winning tonight? Look, there's always a chance. My heart says yes. My head says no. Again, now I know you're a troll. Fuck off, Josh. Just fuck off. You're now being a troll. There is a big difference between the manager at a football club and a 19-year-old midfielder. Grow up. Just fucking grow up, Josh. Go away. Super chats. Big up to Jordan, who is always way too generous to me. Hi, Savva. Whatever midfield we pick, it won't be good as Newcastle's. And whatever forwards we pick won't be as good as Newcastle. Absolutely. We need to be at it for 90 minutes tonight. We can't be gifting these lot goals. Absolutely. This is going to be a tough game. This is a team that are fucking good at home. It's going to be a tough game. Big up to you, Jordan. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. He's right, isn't he? Whatever midfield we put out, their midfield is stronger. For me, I would go with Paulinho and Bentancur for the experience. Maybe Sarr for some legs. I don't know. Big up Daniel Field with a super sticker. Thanks, Daniel. Really appreciate you, buddy. Much love to you. Thank you very much. Big up to Tony. Said Newcastle 4, Spurs 2. Being a member for 27 months. Let's hope you're wrong. But hey, I do think it's going to be a tough night. Big up to you, Tony. Thank you very much. Big up to Stephen. Says, Savva, as an Arsenal fan, I do enjoy your shows. Listen, as any football fan is welcome here. Absolutely. So big up to you, my man. Really appreciate that, Stephen. Thank you. Jim, who's been a member for 22 months. Big up to you. Said, there have been over 20 managers in my lifetime. I know it's getting mad. But let's get another one and just pretend that the squad will be better with that manager. Sure. My annoyance was when we got Frank in the summer, I thought you've got to back him in the window. You've got to go and buy what he needs. And we didn't again. So annoying. Big up, Jim. Big up, Jordan. Way too generous, my man. Says you can't sign players like Odegaard, Tell, Sarr, Gray, Bergvall, all give him time. Players then demand the managers to get consistent quality and performance out of them. Bang on. Bang on. Fans want these young, unproven players to play all the time, but then they want consistent performances from the team. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Big up, Jordan. Thank you very much. Emma, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Emma with the super sticker. I hope you're well, Emma. Have a great day. Big up to you. Big up to Luke Wardle. How you doing, Luke? As said, Frank needs time. Imagine we got rid of Poch after his shaky start. We've lost big games, which is what's making things seem worse, in my opinion. Great show. Thanks, Luke. I agree with you. It's not great at the moment. No one can defend that. But it wasn't good under Poch for the first 15 games either. And now everyone loves him. Big up to you, Luke. Really appreciate that. Big up to Daniel Field with the other super sticker. Big up, my man. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for that. Patch, Isle of Wight, thank you. Very generous. Said, love the channel, mate. I agree with you and disagree with you over topics, but respect your take on things. Ignore the morons. Patch, I'm all for people agreeing and disagreeing with me. It's when you get people like Josh that whatever I say goes against the grain. Marius has now turned into that. Matt does the same. They just constantly, Dexter, they just constantly do it. And it's childish. Big up to you, my man. Thank you. Craig Fenner, how you doing? How you doing, my man? Says, how many of Frank's Brentford players got into the top 6? A lot. How many of ours? Agreed. Recruitment. Give him time. It is all about recruitment. And our fans don't seem to understand this. Big up to you, Craig. Appreciate that. My man, Mario, still waiting for my invite to Kent, to your big farm. Said Southampton, Man United and Burnley are the only 3 sides that Spurs have beaten at home in the Premier League this calendar year. I know, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. A lot of that's got to change. I think the mentality, I don't think the players are as good as we think. This has to change. You're bang on. Absolutely bang on, Mario. Big up to you. Big up to Andrew Bennett. Said we need one manager, 3 years, proper investment, patience. Never going to happen. At least give him a year. I'm not even asking for 3. At least give him a year. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Andrew. Thank you very much. Josh, I said, how much of this current meltdown is because of how Arsenal are doing? If Arsenal are 10th, Frank would have more fan patience this season. Look, it doesn't help, does it, that they are the best team in the country? It doesn't help. But that's life. We can't change that, right? Our fans will melt down whatever happens. I've been part of that in the past. And now I'm just wanting a little bit of patience, a little bit of calm. But The majority don't seem to want that. Big up, Josh. Thank you very much. Big up to Craig, who's come back in and said, I'm just looking forward to a window without Levy. Well, let's see. Let's see what the window without Levy looks like. Let's see if it was Levy or was it Enoch. Let's see. But I agree with you, Craig. Big up. You come in again. Very generous this morning, you lot. And said, our fans think these players are good because they have 5-star potential because they play Football Manager on their PC. Craig, I agree. The way people talk about Romero, for example, you would think we're watching Prime Ledley King, the way people talk about him. I watch him and go, yeah, you're okay. You have good games, you have bad games. The way we talk about Adogi and Porro, and we talk about these players like they're great and they're not. Big up to you, Craig. Thank you, my man. Chopped cheese with 3 in a row. Thank you very much. I said VDV, Romero, Destiny, Kulu, Xavi, Kudus, Moani, the only good players good enough in the 11. Other players are either young and inexperienced or not the level. I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think that Destiny Adogi for me is that guy yet. Xavi needs to show that yet, but the others, I agree with you. Yep. Big up to you. You've come in again. So players injured past their best. Madders and Rodrigo. Listen, we'll see with Maddison. We'll see what he's like when he comes back. Rodrigo, Bentoncourt, I agree, but still the best of a bad bunch. And what does that say about our recruitment? Big up to you. Big up to Chop Cheese. Said Anderson, Edison, Lookman, Stiller. These are the sort of footballers I want to see at Tottenham. These are the sort of footballers. Not Bergval, Gray, Sarr, Johnson, no. Richarlison, no. I want to see these. Bang on. Big up to you. Luke's coming again. Very generous. Said no Kulu, Solanke, Matters. Who replaced them? Didn't bother, did we? Son, didn't replace him. We don't replace anyone. Big up to you, Luke. Appreciate you. Andrew Bennett said, board need a 3-year plan. Stick with one manager. Proper player investment. Fans need patience and endure some pain. 50 years of Spurs fan. Andrew, pain is the key word. We're going to need to go through pain. My uncle always says to me, this will be painful. But then you've got fans like Josh going, why should it be painful? You can't help them. They don't get it. They think it's FIFA. They think this is FIFA. It's going to be painful. Big up to you. Isn't it funny how when Poch said we need a painful rebuild, everyone went, yeah, painful, painful. Now, it's why painful? Why? Madness. Big up, Andrew. Nick, thank you very much. Said recruitment has been abysmal since Paul Mitchell left. Amen. We need to get rid of Paratici and Lang. Amen. Before we get a new manager. As I said, we can change the manager. Nothing else at the club will change. I'm telling you, nothing. Big up to you, Nick. And Anthony Clark rounding it all off with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Anthony. Hope you're well, buddy. You lot have been super, super generous to me today. Sorry about my outburst earlier. I'm just so fed up with idiots now. I'm just so fed up with idiots. Let me see where I can send you over to. Let me see where I can send you over to. It's match day. Who's live? Is anyone live? Is anyone live? I'm going to send you over to Kate and Jimbo. When you get over to Kate and Jimbo, please just say Savva Raid or FHTV Raid, whichever one you want. Much love. Take care. See you at about 7:15 tonight. Thank you all. And thank you to Andrew. As a last minute, Spurs fans endured the pain with Birkinshaw. Yeah, but it's 2025 now, and the internet means no one wants patience. Big up to you, my man. Very generous. See you tonight, everyone. Please, Savva or FHTV Raid when you get over there. Smash the like button and subscribe to them as well. Take care. Bye-bye.